Hello, hello, check. Hello, check.
A request to all to please come and occupy their seats as we are about to begin today's program.
A very warm good morning to each and everyone present here for the day 2 of the Multidisciplinary International Conference on Digital Transformation, Sustainability and Well-being, a New Perspective. I wholeheartedly welcome the dignitaries, including the management, academic heads of the institution, all resource persons, delegates, research scholars, staff, and all the students present here this morning. Before we begin the day, let's take a moment to show our gratitude to the Almighty for giving us this grand stage and opportunity for the wisdom and learning that we are about to set sails for. The digital world has transformed our day-to-day without any doubts. The TV was once an idiot box, and now with our smart devices, we question our own smartness. Let's begin this day with a plenary session by Dr. Suraj Francis Norhonha, Dean, MBA and Associate Professor, St. Agnes College, Mysore, on the topic, Leveraging Digital Transformation for Well-being, a Holistic Approach. I request Dr. Sunil D'Souza, Assistant Professor, UG Department of Commerce, to introduce our speaker and moderate the session.
A very good morning to all. Once again, a warm welcome to all. I feel privileged to introduce speaker of this plenary session of this conference, Dr. Suraj Francis Narona, who is delivering on the topic Leveraging Digital Transformation for Well-being, a Holistic Approach. Dr. Suraj is a multifaceted leader designated as Dean and Associate Professor for MBA at St. Agnes College, Autonomous, Mangalore. He is also the program coordinator for the online MBA of the Manipal Academy of Higher Education. Dr. Suraj plays a pivotal role in establishing the department and ensuring its smooth functioning by creating a strong team, developing curriculum, and implementing effective pedagogical methods. He is a highly skilled education professional specialized in human resource management and also holds PhD degree in employee performance management. He has developed a diverse range of skills including corporate training, learning and development, personal growth, interpersonal effectiveness, performance management, e-learning, Microsoft Excel, etc. He is gifted with a positive attitude, a creative mind, and a strong belief in constantly upgrading knowledge and skills. Once again, a heartily welcome to you, sir, for this session. Now I request Professor Suraj to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Sunil D'Souza, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to be here to present this topic on leveraging digital transformation for well-being. Now, when I came to know about the conference topic, I was overjoyed because usually these two fields are different. Digital transformation is on one side and well-being is something which is totally different. And being a multidisciplinary conference, I felt that my skills or my knowledge and my experience, I will be able to combine these two. So starting with digital transformation, technology, and how it is impacting our lives, our individual lives. And in that way, it is impacting our well-being. Okay, just before I continue, I can hear some echo, but is my audio clear? Are you able to understand what I'm saying? Yes? Okay, so if you can't understand or if you want the volume to be reduced or increased, just let me know. Okay, just raise your hand so that we can do that. Okay. So coming to the introduction, I've already told why I selected this topic, and I believe in learning which is not only specific to my domain. I learn about different things. So if you look at my MBA specialization, my MBA specialization is in HR. I've done my PhD in employee performance management, again related to HR. I've done my MA in Christian Studies, so more in line with spirituality from University of Madras. And also, I'm a musician. I'm a musician with passion. So I play keyboard, guitar, and other instruments. And also I learn about new things. So recently I did a course in Coursera, which was called as Music for Wellness by Berklee School of Music, where they told how music can be linked to our wellness, our physical wellness. So coming to the topic of the day, digital transformation has revolutionized the way we live, work, and interact with each other. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? I want this session to be more interactive. Say yes or no. I can't hear you, but even if you nod your head yes or no, I can understand. Do you believe that digital transformation has changed our life? Yes? Yes. So with advancement in technology, we have access to more information, tools, resources than ever before. Just think about all the technology that you are using right now. I had a crisis this morning. When I reached to Mysore, on the way, I realized that I've left my laptop charger at home. And my whole presentation is on my laptop. Suddenly, I messaged to the organizers. I said, can you arrange for a charger with these specifications? I said, USB-C type 65 volt, Lenovo, ThinkPad, can you arrange? And they said, no, we cannot arrange the charger, but at least we'll try to arrange a laptop. And thanks to them, I got a laptop and I reached here. But when I transferred the PPT, again, I had another issue. The PPT which I did in my laptop did not open in the laptop which I got here. And again, I had to sit. I could open it in my laptop with 25% battery, and then I had to type the whole thing again. Transferred it into Word file. Word again, it worked. So Word, opened it in this laptop and did the slides again. So a lot of graphics and other things are missing from the slides. But the example why I'm giving this example is because we depend on technology so much. Earlier, if someone was called to deliver a keynote address, they would just come and speak on it. They would not rely on any technology. But today we need the technology. We need the PPT, we need the laptop, we need the projector, we need the remote to change the slides. We need mobile phones. Can you live without the mobile phone? No, it is not possible. So the advancement in technology, tools, resources. Today there are tools and resources available for doing any task. I'll give examples of that. So when it comes to wellness, digital transformation has opened up new opportunities to promote health, well-being in innovative and effective way. So technology has come even in health and wellness sector. In health and wellness sector, we have a lot of technologies. I'll give you some of the examples in my presentation. The integration of technology into wellness practices has enabled individuals to track and monitor their progress, access personalization, health, wellness resources, and engage in virtual wellness activities and communities. Just out of curiosity, how many of you have a fitness band or a smartwatch? Can I see your hands? Just show your fitness band or a smartwatch. Yes? Okay, 1, 2, 3. You just put it hands up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. Wonderful. So what does this fitness band or the watch do? What does it do? Why do you wear this? If it is only for the time, we can wear the normal watch, right? More than that, it records our steps, our heart rate. It can also sometimes record, there is Apple, now Series 4, if you go at Apple smartwatch, it can also record your ECG. And if there's ECG variation, it can call your doctor or the hospital immediately. Or your number that you're fed in, right? They can call, they can be informed, saying that there is a variation in the heart rate of the person wearing it. So that is how much technology has impacted our lives. So by leveraging or by using digital technology, we can take a holistic approach. This is what I'm presenting about. An holistic approach to our health and well-being, addressing all aspects of our life. So all the aspects of our personal life, from physical health, mental, and emotional well-being. So we need to explore the benefits of incorporating technology into wellness practices and how individuals can use digital transformation to promote a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. So we have two options. We cannot stop the technology growth. Do you believe that? Can you stop the technology growth that is happening? When I look at people, I find two kinds of people. First kind is one who say that technology has spoiled the world. Technology has gotten evil into the world and technology is bad. That is one set of people. But there are other set of people who are saying, let's study the technology, let's use it for the good. Can we use the technology for something which is good? Something which is useful for us. Something which can help us make our life better and improve our well-being. So that is what I want to present about because I am a strong believer that technology cannot be changed. And the technology is growing at an exponential rate. Today, if you see the growth of technology, I'll show it in the next slide. You'll be shocked to know how fast the technology is growing and changing. Even Google has issued a red alert last month. Are you aware of it? In Jan 2023, Google issued a red alert because Google is scared. Google is scared that they will lose the market. Something else is taking over Google. Do you know what it is? Yes, someone who knows, just raise your hand quickly. ChatGPT. Who said that? Can I see your hand? Who said that? Yes, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So much. So thank you so much. So yes, ChatGPT has come, and it is not going to stop soon, because the people who have used it have seen its power and know what it is capable of. If it is possible, I'll show you a short demo also during this session. So this is how much time it took to reach 100 million users worldwide. I've shown some of the popular things or apps which have reached 100 million users. On the top, I know it's a little light there, but I'll read it for you. Can you see what it is? It's a telephone. Telephone was introduced around 1878. 1878, telephone was introduced, and it took around 75 years to reach 100 million users. Just remember this figure. Telephone took 75 years to reach 100 million users. Just remember this, because next slide, when it changes, I don't have this figures there. So next in list is mobile phones. Mobile phones were introduced in 1979, and it took almost 15 years to reach 100 million users. So around 1995, 100 million users were reached worldwide. I'm talking about worldwide. India, it came in later on, but US was more ahead of it, and then other countries joined in. So they reached 100 million in 15 years. Coming to the internet. Internet in 1990s, it took around 8 years to reach 100 million. Facebook took around maybe 6 or 7 years to reach 100 million users. Now it gets interesting. Apple App Store took less, maybe 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 years to reach 100 million users. WhatsApp took, once again, around 3 to 4 years to reach 100 million users. Instagram took around 2 years. Candy Crush is there in that list. I'll change the slides because we are more interested with Instagram. This is now, I've changed it to months, okay? Because years means it will be less than 1 year. We have to write 0.5, 0.2 and all. Instead of that, I've changed it to months. Instagram, 2010 it was launched. It took 30 months to reach 100 million users. 30 months means around 2.5 years. That's all it took for Instagram to reach 100 million users. Remember the telephone. Telephone took 75 years, and this is taking 2.5 years. Candy Crush took only 1 year, 12 months. TikTok, Candy Crush took a little over 1 year, okay, but for approximation, I put it as 12 months. TikTok anyway is banned in India, but TikTok took only 9 months to reach 100 million users. Now coming to today, I have not put the year of ChatGPT. Anyone knows when it was launched? Don't Google it now. ChatGPT was launched in November 30th, 2022. That means December, January end. Within 2 months, it reached 100 million users. 100 million users it reached. Okay, just for a survey sake, I got answer that time. But how many of you have used ChatGPT? Okay, there's a small survey there. You can scan that code, take your mobile phone, quickly scan that code, or you can go to your browser, put in menti.com, Menti, M-E-N-T-I, I need to change the color of the slide there. Okay, if you want, I'll change the color of the slide there. Has it changed there? Yeah. You can go to menti.com, and when it asks for the code, put the code 65350485 and answer that question which is mentioned there. How many of you have used ChatGTP? There are 3 answers. Yes, you have used. I'm not asking for what purpose, but you have used. Yes. If you have no, there are 2 options again. You have heard about it or not heard about it. Just 1 minute, I will have to enable it here, I think, yes, yeah. Already answers are coming, responses are coming. This is the live response of the group. Okay, don't worry about whether your names are recorded, your names are not recorded. It's anonymous response. That's why I'm using Mentimeter. 12 have used here. You're part of that 100 million figure that I showed. 40, no, but I've heard about it. But majority 45, no, I don't know what it is. Okay. I'll give maybe a few more seconds, quickly answer it. Go to menti.com, MENTI. If you have not yet entered the code, it is 65350485. 65350485. Okay. I think so when the conference is on digital transformation, you should be knowing what is happening in the market now, in the technology field, right? So ChatGTP is something which if you take out of this session, my work is done. I would be happy because once you use it, it becomes very addictive. It is very addictive, and also it helps you to do your tasks very easily. Now, what is ChatGTP? ChatGTP is an artificial intelligence. It's a language which they have developed, and it is by OpenAI. The company name is OpenAI, which is backed by Microsoft. Microsoft has funded this company to a major extent, and they have developed a tool which can understand and respond to human language. Which can understand and respond to human language. Now, till now, what we had to do is we were talking about human language as being different, computer language as we knew C, C++, Java, whatever you call. We had the computer languages, Python or R or whatever you say. They were computer language. To explain something to computer, you had to know those languages and you have to type the codes. You have to learn the coding and all that. But ChatGTP is not like that. ChatGTP can understand what you are saying. A milder version of it was there earlier, maybe say in Google, we say, okay, Google, what is the weather today? It is to understand that. But those were all fixed phrases. But ChatGTP is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, when you say it can understand what you mean. For example, if you do a spelling mistake, it will assume what you wanted to ask, and then it will do it. It can do any of these works. Now, I'll just see if I've already got the account logged into my system here. Just give me 1 minute, okay? I'll just check if the account is logged in here. I can show you the live demo. Can I change the laptop just for the demo? I have around maybe 20% battery. I'll just show the demo, then I'll come back to this laptop, okay? Internet, I'll tether it.
You require laptop.
Hopefully the charge will last till the end of the demo, but I'll just show you a quick demo of what ChatGTP is, because the majority of you said that you have not heard about it. You should know how powerful it is. How powerful it is. I conducted this exercise for our MBA students when they joined in for the orientation program. I told about artificial intelligence, how it is changing, and I just asked them to, just showed them the demo of the ChatGTP. And I asked the students what they want to ask ChatGTP. And one of the students said, ask it for the recipe of goli bhaje. Anybody knows what is goli bhaje? Yeah, it's around, what do you call that? What do we call here recent? Look, Mangalore bhaje? Mangalore bhaji, yeah? Mangalore bhaji, you call it, right? Round ones. So I asked them, and they said, ask the recipe of ChatGTP. We'll ask the recipe of goli bhaje or Mangalore bhaje with ChatGTP. And it gave the recipe, the full recipe it gave there with only one sentence. Okay, so that is the power of technology now. Just let me refresh it for a minute. The screen is not very clear, but I'll zoom it. Just give me a minute. Can you see here? Right? Now, if I have to ask anything to the ChatGTP, what should I ask? Write an email to principal of Saint Philomena's College. For what? Give me an example. For? Requesting for leave for 2 days. Is it fine? Okay. Now I'll enter. This is where the magic happens. Subject, request for leave. Dear, I have not told principal's name, so it has put in square brackets. It is assuming that you're a student of St. Philomena's College. It has already assumed you have health issues, and you have spoken to the teacher because you're writing directly to the principal. See how artificial intelligence works. Yes? Is it powerful enough? You want any other demos? Tell me of a topic which I would not know of. Something in your area, in your field of study, in your research. Something which is very innovative. Can the mic be passed on there, if it is there? Any topic like that? Quickly. Yes, yeah. One person has raised the hand, yes. Yeah. Are you loud enough? If you're loud enough, you tell it from there. Differential equation. I'll be more specific, okay? You have an assignment on differential equation. Assuming that you have given an assignment, write an assignment on differential. Is it right? Spelling is right? Differential equation. Correct? Is it right? Okay. I'll be more specific. I'll tell write an two-page assignment on differential equation. I don't know about differential equation. It's new to me, but ChatGPT knows. Yeah, you can clap for ChatGPT, yes, definitely, if you are impressed. Now, this is where the problem starts for all the academicians, all the teachers. I've shown the demo here, but students would somehow know this sometime or the other. If we don't update ourselves, we will get assignments like this. Now, I'll tell you, ChatGPT is so powerful that it is creating this text now. It is not copying from other sources. Even if we have plagiarism tools like Turnitin, it won't detect this text. Okay, but ChatGPT has its limitations. It is based on the data which it has collected till 2021. So it does not know recent facts. Okay, recent facts it does not know. It is data up to 2021. But Google has already come up with another rival for ChatGPT. What is it called? Bard. Bard has access to more data because Google has more data, right? More vast database. So that has data even access for recent trends. But Bard is not as advanced as ChatGPT yet. Okay. There is also a new rival, that is the third one has come from China. China has also launched one more app which is competing with ChatGPT. It launched yesterday. I can't recall its name. Baidu, I think. Baidu company has launched one more app. So that is how artificial intelligence is growing. So now the option is for us whether you will want to be part of this growth and help you in your life or whether you want to ignore it. If you ignore it, you are not going to benefit from this technology, right? So I'll come back to my presentation. ChatGPT, is it good? Can I get some response? Yes, okay. But warning for the students, don't use it for your assignments yet because sometimes ChatGPT can give you a wrong answer also. It can give you a wrong answer because it's still under experimentation phase. It has not yet been foolproof, okay? It can give wrong answers. Like people asked, who is the president of US? It gave wrong answer. Things like that. And ChatGPT has written exams in US colleges on behalf of students, okay? Student has copied. MBA exam, he finished in 20 minutes. He got cleared. There was a medical exam which he wrote. One more student wrote with ChatGPT, but he did not clear the medical exam because the ChatGPT was not powerful enough yet. Okay, but this is going to be the future. Imagine reaching 100 million users in 2 months. Think of what technology can go up to. So let's go forward away from ChatGPT. I know some of you might be excited. You want to use it. You can try it after the conference when you get time. And I'll tell you, it's very addictive. Once you start using it, it's very addictive. I've used ChatGPT for many things. Like for sending mails, I showed you mail. What I do is I draft a mail, put it in ChatGPT, it would refine it. I can tell ChatGPT, make it formal, make it informal, make it friendly. It understands those emotions. If I tell, had a humor in between the email, for the second paragraph, had a humor. It will add a humor, there's some joke there, and it will make it interesting. Okay, so digital tools for wealth and well-being. Already we told about the smart watches that we wear. There are also apps which come along with it, such as smartwatches and fitness tracker. Fitness tracker app. Healthify Me, one more app in India. It tracks how much food you eat. Health and wellness apps. There are health and wellness apps. Telemedicine, virtual health consultants. Today you don't have to go to the doctor. You can consult a doctor online itself through the app. And then if it is required, he might ask you to do some tests and go to the healthcare center. So technology has been helping. Online resource and community for mental health and emotional well-being. So there is also communities which are there formed, which will help to help the digital technology come into our lives. So can help us build communities locally also. There are groups, for example, there are a group of cyclists in different cities who come together and compete among each other. They'll make small teams. I know for a group in Mangalore where they go on cycle rides. So they form a team of 3 people each, and those 3 people, cumulative, how many kilometers they have cycled in that week. They have weekly prizes, monthly prizes, and they track it. So that is another advantage that is there in communities and digital tools for health. Now, using digital tools or technology, it has a negative impact on our well-being also, right? Actually, what was the technology made for? Technology was made to make our life easier, right? Technology was made to make our life easier, to make our work less, right? So ChatGPT is like my virtual assistant now. So it is supposed to make my life work less. But what has happened now? What has happened because of technology? Has your stress level increased or decreased? Increased? Stress has increased. If I measure your happiness quotient, will your happiness quotient be higher with technology or higher without technology? It will be higher without technology for the most part, right? Anxiety might also go high when you don't have your mobile phones. What will happen if you leave your mobile home for one day? You'll be desperate. Your anxiety will be too high. You'll be like, oh, where did I leave my phone? Did I leave it at home? Did I leave it in the bus stand? Did I leave it in the rickshaw? Or did I drop it somewhere on the way? And you will be restless till you find it, right? And even if someone else has found it, you'll be still restless. So, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Right? Every time guys would touch their pocket and girls would search in their purse, where is the phone? Because that is how, that is the negative impact of technology. Technology has made us get addicted to it. We are addicted to the phone. Why did Instagram or Candy Crush, why it became more popular very quickly? Because every time you swiped, it increased your adrenaline, right? They call it in the brain. The chemicals which gives you happy feeling. It increased that in your brain, because of which you swiped more. You swiped more. It is just, they said that swiping an Instagram photo was compared with some of the studies. They compared it to the casino slot machines. Have you seen a casino? Casino gambling machines where they would go and put in money and play the slots. And there is high probability they'll lose that money. But they still go into that machine because that sound and that display gives you that kick. You know, you're most likely to win. Even if you didn't win, like local, we have lotteries, right? It's like buying lotteries. Now there are online games. They play rummy. You pay and play rummy. Why do they do that? Because they get the kick out of it. That is what technology has made us become addicted to it. And has increased the screen time. Screen time, is it good or bad? The blue light of the screens, they say, is not good for our eyes. It can, when we go to sleep, before sleeping, if we use a phone for a long time, we don't get sleep because our eyes has been watching the blue light, because of which the mind is still active and it does not want to sleep. So if you don't get sleep, what happens? Next day, you're tired. Some of you might be tired today because last night you did not sleep, because you might be using the phone, right? You might have been addicted to the technology, or your screen time might have been more. And in fact, you know, there are apps which can track your screen time. I was shocked when I saw my screen time. I'll be very frank with you, okay? I was shocked when I saw my screen time, and I had to take in measures to control them. I'll tell you what I did for technology and well-being. That time I'll tell you how I controlled with those screen times. Decrease face-to-face interaction and social isolation. Today what has happened? Facebook, we have 5,000 friends. Instagram, we have 1,000 followers. But how many friends we have? we still feel lonely. When we feel down, when we feel low, you don't have anybody to talk to. Does it happen like that? Yes. Yeah. Think about the life. Think about your life. If you want to really go and talk to someone, can you really talk to someone? If you have someone like that, it is good. But if you have thousands of friends online, followers online, but no one whom you can get approached to, that's a serious problem which we are facing right now. Depending on technology and cybersecurity concerns also. Depending on technology has its other problems associated with it. When we're too much dependent on technology, our phones become smarter, we become dumber. Phones become more smarter than the people actually using it. Really, what should happen? We should become smarter so that the smartphone helps us to become more smarter. But smartphones have made us dumb, and the dumb TV has become the TV, the idiot box. It was called as the idiot box first when it was launched. They said, who will sit before it and watch? But today, the screen has become our life. We watch most of the time the screen itself, right? So even when I entered this hall, my daughter is around 3 years old. She wanted to talk to me. My wife called, video call. So if you have seen me while I entered the hall, I had to do the video call. And I had to speak to her because she is expecting me to speak. She does not know I have to give a keynote address, and otherwise she'll disturb her till she calls. Okay, she'll tell, I want to talk to Dada, I want to talk to Dada. Because she's also used to the screen time, right? So she has to see me. So cybersecurity concerns. Think of all the data your data, which is there online. We use Android phones. How many of you use Android phones? Can be anything. Samsung, OnePlus, nothing phone, okay? Don't put your hand down. Nothing means not nothing, but nothing phone is there. My phone is a nothing phone, right? So nothing phone one is there. So those are all Android-based phones where imagine how much data Google has about you. Do you know how much data Google is collecting about you? It has even the data of where you have traveled. Now today, if I've come to St. Philomena's College, I've traveled from Mangalore. Yesterday night, I traveled in the bus. It knows that I'm here. And it will remind me. At the end of the month, it will send me a mail. Oh, you visited to Mysore, you visited to Bangalore, you visited to Hyderabad, these places. Because it knows that data. What will happen if the data is leaked? Where I visited, it's okay, but some other crucial data? What about your passwords? Where are your passwords? Our bank accounts are online. There's money also lost in that, right? People lose money because they just share an OTP which comes to them. Someone calls them and tell, we want to verify your KYC, give the OTP. They give the OTP, their money is gone. Simple things like that, right? Inaccurate data. So we are relying so much on technology that we believe it blindly. Whatever technology says is right is right. So you can see the political parties using the technology to give their propaganda. You see the media. What is shown in media, we believe it. They're using the technology to share the message what they want to share. And we blindly believe that. So I'll just give the example of an oximeter. We had an oximeter at home during the COVID time. We had 2 oximeters. One was with me. Another one I gave it to my mom because she's above 60 and around 70, right? And she needs to, she will need it more, right, than us. We are youngsters. So I gave her that. And when one day she got slight fever and everything. And then we said we will check the blood oxygen level. We started panicking because it was 99. It will come down to 75, 80. Whenever it goes below 80, we are all full of anxiety, anxious. What has happened? What has happened? Then we'll call the doctor. Doctor will tell, immediately rush her to the emergency. Then we are like scared, because everywhere it's blocked. We are not able to go out because of, the lockdown, right? Because of the lockdown. And it increased our anxiety so much. Then what happened is my mom said, I don't want this only, and then she removed it. Then I just got a doubt, put another oximeter. Put the other oximeter which I had. that one was within 90. It was not 95 above, but 90 to 95. But the other oximeter showed 80 and 75, 80, which was, I don't think so it was the right reading. Just because it showed the wrong data, it analyzed wrong, and it created panic in people. So if you rely on technology too much, you can be in trouble. Even when you're using ChatGPT, you don't know what it has, what it says is right or wrong, you're in its mercy. It can give you a totally wrong answer, and then you will be in a soup. Negative impact on sleep patterns. Our body has its own biological cycle, right? We have to sleep when we should sleep when we have to sleep. If we don't sleep, what happens? When we are awake, we will not be aware. We cannot be active. We will not be knowing what is around us. So we need the sleep what is there. Some people might say, for me, 4 hours sleep is enough. But I don't believe that. Everybody's body is different. But for me, I need at least 7 hours of sleep. 7 hours of sleep, if I have, I'll be fine. Now, like for example, yesterday I've traveled to Mysore. I hardly got maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep for the whole journey. But I'm fine today. Today again, I'm traveling back. One day is okay, but tomorrow, 2 days, if I continue like that, third day, I will not be able to go and work also. I'll not be able to take class also. Why? Because my brain, mind, or my body has not got enough rest. So my brain needs rest, my mind needs rest, and my body also needs the rest. So when our sleep pattern gets disturbed, it can impact negatively on us also. And the last point is called as information overload. What is information overload? Information overload is like, we know what happens in US, United States of America, we know what happens in US, but we don't know what happens in our neighborhood. Okay? We know everything what happens around the world. We know about cryptocurrency. We know what happened with Joe Biden. He had a slip or he fell down, and what happened in Vatican. We know what happened in Russia. You know what happened in Ukraine or Turkey, but we don't know what is happening around us. So, but with so much of information, most of it is not relevant to us. What is happening to us? We are having an information overload. One of the author calls it as FOMO or FOMO. Have you heard about FOMO? How many have heard about FOMO? Okay. FOMO stands for fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. So why do we go into social media? Why do we go into Facebook and check the updates? Or why would we go into Instagram or Snapchat and check what is happening with our friends? Because we don't want to miss out on important things. But what it is doing is, it is giving an information overload to us. We are being bombarded with a lot of information, so much so that we lose track of who we are. We lose track of what we are made of, or we lose track of what is actually required for us. We lose track of what we should do for ourselves, right? So, because of which, I have a small question for you. This is another question. Take your phones quickly and answer this question. Wait, it is not yet active, but I'll activate it. Yeah. What will make you happy? Don't answer it immediately. I think so you'll get 3 options there. You can give multiple responses, no problem. But write down things which you think will make it happy. It can be anything under this world. You can write anything. What do you think will make you happy? Again, the names don't come, so don't worry. You can be honest with it. I've got 2 responses, 4. Someone has put an avocado emoji. You like avocado? Nice. good biryani, okay. I like that. Okay, food, family, friends are in highest. Money has come to higher point now. Okay. Traveling is there. Someone likes books, okay, that is nice. You can give more responses, okay, no problem. You can refresh it and give more response. If it's not allowing, go to incognito mode and give the next 3 response if you want to. Food, money, traveling, family, friends. Okay, we crossed 100 responses. If some people are watching online and want to know the code, you have to go to menti.com. The code is 65350485. The same code what we had earlier. Menti.com, menti.com, and 65350485. Got 112. I'll wait for another 1 minute. $100 bitcoins, okay. Someone has typed in 100 bitcoins. I think so 10 bitcoins also enough. I don't need 100 bitcoins, yeah. Challenges, okay. Coffee is taking importance now. Family is highest still, food is highest. Family, food, sleep, money, friends. There's a reason why I'm asking this, because my next presentation is linked with it. So that's why. Done? Last 10 seconds, yeah. Let your responses keep on coming. But one important thing that I want you to ask, if these are the things that make you happy, think of how much time do you spend on these activities. If you think family is going to make you happy, how much time do you spend with family? I'm not talking about watching TV with the family, yeah? Going for a movie with the family, no. Going for lunch, maybe dinner, it is fine, because there you will get a time to talk. But how much time do you actually spend with your family? This is an exercise for you, not only now, but you can do it even after you go back. Make a list of things what are important for you in your life and analyze how much time do you spend in that. With technology, we can easily do that. Simple thing, do an Excel sheet. What are the activities? What time to what time you spend time for that? And what are the activities that you actually spend time in? Think about that. I was shocked to see my screen time. I told you, right? My screen time was around 5 to 6 hours in a day. I was like literally shocked. I'm like, where do I get time? Whole day I was thinking I'm busy with my work and I don't have time even to sleep. But when I see the phone, my statistics reveals that I've spent 5 to 6 hours on the phone itself. Then I knew that I have to control it. I have to manage the screen time so that I can give the time to what is actually required. So this is where digital transformation or technology can be leveraged to use it for our advantage. Now, till now, most of the time I've spoken about advantages of technology. I've also told about what are the problems with using the technology. Now we are going into how we can use it in our life. So taking a holistic approach to well-being is something that is essential. Importance of balancing technology use and incorporating physical activity and outdoor time. So think of how much time do you spend without your phone. One of my friends in Bangalore, he follows technology fasting, right? He calls it as technology fasting. On Wednesdays, he puts up a status on his WhatsApp saying that I won't be available today on my phone. If you have something urgent, you can call my wife's number or you can call some office number. He'll put the number there and he will go office. He'll cut off himself from his phone for 1 day in a week. There are things which are available on your phone. One of the things, you know, when earlier I was using a OnePlus phone. In OnePlus phone, there's a feature called as a Zen mode. Zen mode is a simple mode. Once you activate the Zen mode, you cannot off it. There is a timer set. So if I tell 1 hour, I want to activate the Zen mode, that means 1 hour, I cannot use the phone. Only thing I can use the phone is to see the time and maybe answer the call. That was the only thing it was allowing me to do. Today, if I feel that I have to take a break from the technology, what I do is, there is do not disturb. Do not disturb feature. I can set it for 1 hour or 2 hours, keep my phone aside and do the things that I have more importance to. Another way is just switch it off. You can switch off your phone. There's a button here, no? That's called as a power button. Not only slide lock, not only screen lock, but it is also a power button. You can off this button. If you off for 1 hour, nothing is going to go bad. Today, technology is there where you can manage even that. I was reading one of the authors who was saying that in his book he writes, he gives the password. He has, like, his office secretary resets the password for all his social media accounts on Monday morning. All. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything is blocked on Monday morning because from Monday to Friday, he wants to concentrate on work. And once his secretary sees that all the work for the week has been done, she will give the password to him. Weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, again he'll use it, and then Monday to Friday it is blocked. So there's another way of taking a holistic approach using the technology. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is something which you have to, which will help you a lot. I'll tell you, when I started with meditation, I started with 1 year back. And it was a small, tiny step. Started with only 2 minutes. You know, with our busy life, we find it difficult to sit for 2 minutes without doing anything. Started with 2 minutes. Within a week, I knew it was going to help. I increased it to 10 minutes. And that 10 minutes, I continued for almost a year. Almost a year, I continued for 10 minutes till I increased it to half an hour. And I set the time. It was a fixed time in the morning where I would go and sit for meditation. So this is something which can help you. Now again, the time is reduced because I have a new work role. I cannot spend half an hour now in the morning. I have to find a new time. But till in the transition time, I fixed it again for 10 minutes now. But I sit for quiet time. Sometimes I go to the chapel. Sometimes I go and sit in my cabin. Sometimes at home, where there would not be disturbance. I usually like to go and sit in the terrace, morning time, listening to the birds. Just sit there. It will help you to think better for the whole day if you start doing that. So mindfulness, self-care, building strong social connections and relationships. Human beings are not created to be alone. We are not created to be alone. We need other people around us. So you need to have a strong connections. I'm not talking about Instagram followers. I'm not talking about Facebook friends, or how many people you chat with in WhatsApp or Snapchat or any other apps. Talking about how many strong connections do you have. How many people can you call if you are really in trouble? How many people will come to your help if you are really in trouble? So those are the kind of connections that you need to build. And also your relationships. People are ignoring their relationships. Why marriages are getting broken today is because husband and wives are busy in the social media, connecting with everyone else instead of each other. That is the reality. In my other slide, I'd put a picture of a husband and a wife who are sleeping facing other direction with their phones. It was a cartoon. That is the situation in some of our lives. So if that is the case, we have to again think about it. Maintaining a healthy and balanced diet. Maintaining a balanced diet is something which is another very important thing for us. When you talk about the holistic approach of our wellness, we have to also think about of what we eat, because it can affect our body, right? If we eat unhealthy food, we'll fall sick, we'll not be able to work, we'll not be happy with what we get. So that's why even that is something, another area which you have to look at. So one more point which I would like to make when it comes to wellness is always develop good habits. Good habits is something which is very essential for us. And developing good habits is not very difficult. It is quite easy to develop the habits. Remember, habits are, how do you spell it? H-A-B-I-T, right? H-A-B-I-T. Habit is something which we do continuously, and because of its repeated doing, it becomes part of our life. Habit is something which it becomes so much part of our life that we don't feel burdened to do it. Like for example, eating. It has become a habit. 3 times a day if you're eating, 3 times a day, it's become a habit. Some places if you go to Arunachal Pradesh, there they eat only once a day. Not because they don't have food there, but they have a habit of eating only in the morning. Certain villages, only morning they have I can't call it their breakfast, it is their breakfast, lunch and dinner together. So whole day they don't eat. They don't have lunch, they don't have dinner, but they're very healthy. That is a habit for them. If we go there, afternoon we'll feel hungry, because our habit is to eat in the afternoon, right? Our habit is to eat in the night. So that's why that is one more thing. You have to form habits which are good for you and which will make you happy. That is well-being. When I say happiness, I'm linking it with well-being. So you know what will make you happy. You have to build up habits which help you to reach that happiness level. So now, when I look at habit, I told you, spell it H-A-B-I-T. If you remove H, what happens? A bit remains. If you remove A, what happens? Bit remains. If you remove B, what happens? It remains, right? Then last time when I used this for MBA students, they said, sir, what if you remove I? Only T remains, okay, so T remains. So no problem. But habit is something which is part of your life, and when you consistently do something, you will not feel the burden to do it. That is where the difference comes. Recently, I went through a book called as Atomic Habit by James Clear. How many of you have read that book? James Clear, Atomic Habit. Anyone has read it? Okay, one. Excellent. So, no problem. This is something which is another important thing which you have to learn. Atomic Habit is one beautiful book which was recently written, 2022 it was published, and I would recommend you to read it. James Clear, he writes his story in his initial age, in his high school. He was playing baseball. He wanted to be a professional baseball player, and while playing baseball, in the last few weeks of his high school days, another player's bat flew from his hand and hit it on his face, and he was in coma. His face was disfigured, and then from there, he lost movement in his hands and legs. Once he started to recover, he had to learn even how to walk. From that state, he is a well-known author today, a motivational speaker. He writes about habits. These habits helped him to come out of his problem. He could have as well sat in his wheelchair, sat in his bed and say, I am helpless, I can't do anything. But he built up small habits which changed his life. His small habits, first habit, it started with cleaning his room. Because he could not go out of his room, he started keeping things order in his room. Then he started monitoring his time. How much time did he spend on each of these activities? Started reading books, started writing about his habits, started experimenting. What he did, he wrote. He started writing blogs. And within a short period of time, he started his blogs became more and more popular till a publisher approached him to write a book on it. And that book is called as Atomic Habit. So in that he says how tiny habits, even if you change your direction of your life by 1%, 1% is small, just like an atom, right? Atomic. 1% may not be a big difference now. But when you're consistent in it, over a long period of time, you will definitely see the benefit of it. One simple habit, I'll give you an example. Reading books. How many of you have a habit of reading books? Good, excellent. That's nice. It's a very beautiful book, a beautiful habit to develop. Atomic Habit, I've read it 6 times, okay, now. Because I like the book so much. First I heard it in Audible. Then I purchased the book, hard copy. I read it. I liked it so much. I bought the Kindle edition so that I can carry it with me in my phone or in my Kindle. I can read it wherever I go. So I read it in that. Then again I went to the Audible. Again I read the book in Kindle. So 6 times I've read that book. Just because I liked the concepts which were there in that book. And those concepts have even changed my life. In this past 1 year, I told you about meditation. Meditation habits started after I started reading that book. And then habits, he says, gives the formula of forming habits. There are 4 of them: cue, craving, reward, response, and reward. Cue, craving, reward, and response. If you want to build certain habits, you have to build cues around your environment which will lead you to those habits. Cue, simple example. If you are an alcoholic, you want to stop drinking, and if you have bottles in your shelf, will you stop drinking? In your house, every time you walk in, you will see those bottles. That will make you to take that and drink. So the cue should be such that you should remove the negative cues, put in positive cues. What do you want to do? I'll give you another example. I realized that I used to get very tired because I used to not drink enough water. I used to get dehydrated. Mangalore, it's very humid also, right? It's not like Mysore. Mysore is beautiful weather. When I walked out, I feel like I'm in air condition here. You feel hot, right? You feel hot? I'm feeling cold here, even with the blazers. It's nice weather. Yeah. But in Mangalore, it's quite hot, quite humid, and we have to drink a lot of water. But when I'm doing some work, I forget about everything. Even see, I bought a bottle of water here. When the volunteers asked me what I want, I said nothing. I just want a bottle of water. This is the cue. This is the cue for me, because when I see the bottle, I know that I have to drink the water. Only problem is I kept the cue behind me, which I could not see. If I kept it somewhere where I could see, now for example, if I kept it at the podium, I would have drank more water than what I drank. I didn't drink, right? Only when I came in, I drank. So it reminds me, I have to drink water now. Yeah. This is the cue. This is the cue. So if you want to drink water, take a bottle of water, carry it with you, carry it in your bag, keep it on the desk. Do that. If you want to read a book, the cue is take the book, maybe borrow the book from the library or buy it, keep it at a prominent place, maybe at your bedside when you go to sleep. So that when you wake up, you see that book first and start reading it. So when you're reading, you need not read for 4 hours in a day. Don't do that. When you're starting a new habit, don't go overboard, but you have to start in small steps. So the cue triggers a craving. When you see the cue, it will trigger a craving. You might have seen when you walk past a bakery or a food joint, you feel hungry, right? That is your body's craving for the cue. Body's craving for the cue. And the response should be your habit. Response and motivates a response which provides a reward. If I drink water, it satisfies my thirst. I know my throat will be fine. I can take classes from tomorrow onwards, right? So the cue, craving, response, and reward. Reward yourself also. Don't be only like, don't only go with the habit, but when you're doing good, reward yourself. James Clear gives many ideas in his book. It can be like, if you consecutively read a book for 30 days, you will go to, say, what's the famous joint here, food joint? Someone said chicken biryani, right? You will go and reward yourself chicken biryani. Just do that. So what happens is your mind keeps on thinking that 30 days if I read the book consecutively, I'll go and reward myself with chicken biryani. It becomes part of your habit. Clear? Are you clear with this concept? Yes. So cue triggers a craving, which motivates a response, which provides the reward, which satisfies the craving, and ultimately becomes associated with the cue. So we cue, craving, reward, response. This is a cycle. Cue, craving, rewards, response. Cue, craving, rewards, response. So your habit should be built around this 4 so that you will be able to grow. And consistency is the key. Use the technology to develop these habits. Initially, when I started meditating, I downloaded an app called as Insight Timer. First, I downloaded Calm. Calm was paid, so I didn't want to use it. Indians, no, we don't want to pay for anything. We want everything free. I found an alternative called as Insight Timer. Insight Timer, it has most of the things free. So timer was free, and it recorded how much time I spent in meditation. And I could record my feeling before emotions, before my meditation, after my meditation, throughout the day. I could record even how I felt when I meditated, when I spent time in meditation, days when I did not spend time in meditation. And the reward for me, it was Apple was giving with the stars. So every 5 days I complete meditation, consecutive meditation, it would give me 1 star. So 10 days, another star. 15 days, another star. When it reached 5 stars, I was like excited. 25 days, 5 stars. Wow. Then 30 days came, it changed the yellow stars to red star. 25 wins equal to 1 red star. I was like, oh, now it's only 1 star. So again, I have to work. 5 days, 2nd star, 3rd star, 4th star. So that motivated me to keep on going for consecutive days also. And it was tiny steps. As I told you, if you want to keep your room clean, don't clean your room within 1 day. What will happen is the 3rd day, again it will be to square 1. So you have to start with tiny steps. Make it a habit. Habits can be like this. Before going to bed, you will clean your room. You will clean your room, maybe keep things in order and sleep. If you make that as a habit, your room will be always clean because it is part of your habit. And you will not feel the effort of cleaning. If you keep only 1 day for that, for cleaning, you know how much trouble it is, right? Most of you would have experienced it. I have experienced it. So, but I know that tiny steps help me to do better. And don't give up. James Clear suggests various things. One thing is, he says you also punish yourself when you don't do your habit so that you will not remember it. Coming to the dimensions of wellness, I think so there's another session on dimensions, so I won't touch upon it. Stephen Covey gives these 4 dimensions and called as sharpen the saw. 4 dimensions he mentions is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So look at all these aspects, because if any one is lacking, you will not be happy. Your happiness quotient will be down. That will not achieve the purpose of your life, right? So body, heart, spirit, and mind. These are the 4 dimensions. Okay, these are the 4 dimensions that is there. Okay, so with this I'll conclude. The role of digital transformation or technology in promoting health and wellness. We have already said how digital technology can influence our life. Digital transformation for business has changed, brought the technology into our life, which can change our life. The importance of a holistic approach to wellness using technology as a tool supports this approach. Use the technology as your tool. If you feel that it is a distraction, cut it off for a short time, see the benefits of it, and use it wisely. Final thoughts and recommendations for leveraging digital transformation and a healthier, happier, and fulfilled life. Look at what makes you happy. Make a list of things that make you happy. Check how much time you spend in those things. You said family, you said friends, you said travel, you said reading, some said food, if that is there. Food also, whether junk food or healthy food, that also you have to check, right? So cue, stimulus, response, reward. Remember those 4 aspects. So with this, I would conclude this session here. I think so we have a short question answer session. Moderator?
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful session. Now I request participants and delegates, if you have any questions, please do ask. Any questions? Sir started with digital transformation. He explained what is the pros and what is the cons of the digital transformation. And he clearly stated what should be done for leveraging this digital transformation, which needed for our well-being, a sustainable well-being, right? So it happens with us. So nowadays we are off that because we are using mobile phones, right? We are witness of that, fail to leverage the digital transformation. That means we fail to control the use of mobiles, right? So it happened to me at my home. When I went home after my duty, I find my daughter used to cry to get phone to watch, okay? Because I am using phone. Okay, I am using phone, and when I use phone and she go through that and she sees it and she expect, okay, she also want to look after the phone. And my wife suggested, tomorrow onwards when you come home, don't use the phone. You just play with her, just speak to her. And I started to do that. I built a habit, what sir told, you have to have the habit. And I started not to use the phone. When I reached home, I kept my phone on Almira and I started to spend time with my daughter. The problem was solved. Okay, so the habit what we are going to construct in ourselves, that leads to our well-being. So sir has given a detailed information on that. So if any queries, any doubts you have, you can raise. If no, then no questions? Okay, thank you participants. Hope you understood the concept and the information delivered by Professor Suraj was reached you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the stimulating and thought-provoking session. Please do accept the memento as a token of our gratitude. Thank you, sir. Let's hit a pause and refresh ourselves with some tea. It's time for a tea break. The tea is being served on the left-hand side corridor of the indoor stadium for the delegates and the staff, and outside the indoor stadium towards the back for the students. I request everyone to please kindly assemble back in the stadium for the next session at 11:15.